to Wellbeing at Work, the podcast where we explore impactful ideas and sustainable strategies for creating thriving, human-centered workplaces. I'm your host, Jennifer Dart, Senior Manager of Corporate Communications at Workplace Options. I'm especially excited about today's episode, not only because of the topic, professional global coach training, but because I have firsthand experience participating in this Workplace Options program. As someone currently enrolled in the Live Well Wellness Global Coach Training Program, I can confidently say this experience has been transformational. It sharpened my communications expertise and strengthened my leadership skills, both as a corporate communications and as a team leader. This training doesn't just teach you how to coach, it teaches you how to listen and lead with intention. Now, I'm thrilled to introduce two extraordinary women who helped shape this program. Jongkind, Senior Vice President of Coaching and Leadership Development at Workplace Options and one of the original architects of the program, and Gretchen Hofing, newly promoted Director of Coach Education, who's leading a faculty of certified coaches and nurturing a global community of learners. Together, we'll explore how the program came to life, what makes it unique, and why professional coach training is quickly becoming a cornerstone of modern leadership development. Let's get started. Thank you for being here, Debbie and Gretchen. Debbie, will you introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Jennifer, for having me. My name is Debbie, and I have a background in health and employee well-being, and was fortunate enough to step into the world of coaching probably about 20 years ago, and really fell in love with the way that you could empower individuals, people, leaders, and brought that with me, my experience with me, to Workplace Options, where I've been training coaches and overseeing all of our coaching programs for the last 12 years.
And will you talk a little bit about the creation of the Professional Global Coach Training Program?
Yes, so this all started with a conversation with Alan King after I'd been here for maybe a little under a year. Alan is our CEO. And at that time, we were in a period of rapid growth in the department, and Workplace Options has an international workforce. And so as we were growing our team, it was important to Workplace Options that we hired well-qualified and certified coaches. So we decided it would be in our best interest to invest our resources and our time to create our own coach training program that would enable us to quickly scale our staff to be able to support our international business needs. It was important to us as we looked at what we were doing for training, and to actually make it more robust and to align with the highest standards in the industry for coaching. And that was to actually go through accreditation with the International Coaching Federation. So it was 10 years ago that we received our first accreditation with the International Coach Federation, and have been going strong ever since then, offering coaching services first as an internal training program to Workplace Options staff, and then more recently have opened that up to external students. So our cohorts are a mix of both Workplace Options and employees, as well as other students around the world that just decide to select our program.
And we are also celebrating the 7 years of the National Board for Health and Wellness Coaching. Will you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So while we feel like the International Coaching Federation has the longest history and the standards globally for professional coaches, the National Board for Health and Wellness Coaching is a more recent organization, especially recognized in the United States and more recognition in North America, in terms of really making sure that coaches are well trained and certified to work in that specific health and wellness niche in coaching. And so we also decided to jump through the hoops with that organization to become an approved training program. We were one of the first with that organization and celebrating 7 years as an official approved training program for the National Board in Health and Wellness Coaching. So what that means is that students, when they come to us, they can choose one of 3 paths. They can go down the ICF path, they can choose just the National Board for Health and Wellness coaching path, or they can go down the combined path. And it really depends on what they would like to do with their training and what certifications they want to pursue.
And how many students have you trained?
We have trained around 250 students. We have small cohorts. Gretchen will speak more about that. I think what I'm really is most remarkable to me that those 250 students have come from people of all backgrounds and all over the world. So we're definitely an international program. And because we open our program up to workplace options employees, we get many people who engage in the program, some who we've actually hired and now deliver services for us as professional certified coaches, but others who may just be coming from the counseling team or sales, marketing, is your case. And their intention isn't necessarily to go on and become certified coaches and deliver coaching services, but they desire to take those coaching skills that you mentioned and sort of weave in that coach approach into the work that they're currently doing to make them better communicators, better leaders, better salespeople. So it's been such a learning experience for us, the faculty of the team, to be able to engage with such a variety of students that engage in the program.
And Gretchen, thank you for joining us. Will you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about your faculty?
Yes, happy to do so. Thanks for the opportunity, Jennifer. So I'm Gretchen Hofing, and I come to Workplace Options with a background in health promotion and disease prevention, nutrition education. And I added coaching to my repertoire almost 10 years ago and have been with Workplace Options almost 4 years at this point with the coach training program as part of my responsibilities. And within our coach training, we have 5 faculty members. And because we have that dual accreditation with the National Board for Health and Wellness Coaching and the International Coaching Federation, all of our faculty have that dual credential. They also come with many years of practical coaching experience, so they can really bring that applied element, that reality to our training and the students that are working with us. And they are also super passionate about supporting students in their own development. It is that coach approach in action in supporting people to become their very best. These faculty, again, are coaches doing the work on a regular basis, and they are also involved in ongoing training of our internal coach team and in developing and delivering continuing education. So a real dynamic group of professionals leading the training.
And what should a student expect in the program?
Well, we have a small size with our training, which really allows students to have that opportunity to engage with the faculty members and to engage with each other and really form some strong relationships. It's also a fully virtual training. So again, lending itself to really be accessible to people around the globe. That virtual platform is where we have weekly meetings that'll be interactive sessions with lots of different kinds of learning happening, whether it's small group or question and answer, or simply maybe listening to a coaching demonstration and debriefing that So with our virtual live sessions, there will also be some homework and independent learning that students could also expect from their time in the program. I think that combination of the live and the independent learning really lends itself to all kinds of learners. So hopefully allowing everybody the time and space for the learning that supports them the best. They'll also find themselves doing a lot of actual coaching. So we have a really strong theme of that practical coaching element of working with their fellow training colleagues. And then they also will be getting feedback from our mentor coaches, our faculty. So I think that's a really strong element of our training is multiple opportunities for practical coaching and feedback and mentoring. And lastly, I'm just going to bring out that global participation piece again in terms of what people might expect. Another really unique piece is having that ability to engage and hear from people interested in coaching who are living all over the world.
And what ongoing support do we offer students and professional coaches?
Yeah, so in terms of that ongoing support, they will continue to have access to their training platform, that virtual platform. So students will always have access to those resources and reference materials. It's also an opportunity within that platform to continue to engage with their training colleagues through that chat. Faculty can also be involved there. We're sharing announcements and updates with our past students through that platform. And we also offer regularly new continuing education sessions. So those are approved by the National Board of Health and Wellness Coaching for continuing education hours. And those with an ICF credential could use those as resource development hours.
And you and Debbie both brought up the coach approach. Will you explain a little bit about what that means?
Sure. So that coach approach often comes down to really solid communication skills. So it's really about being fully engaged in whatever that conversation, communication might be. It's listening, being curious, it's being open to possibility, it's forward thinking, and really about thinking through the relationship that you're in when you take about that coach approach.
Debbie, did you want to provide your insight on the coach approach?
I think the coach approach is just a quick way of saying taking those skills that professional coaches use and applying them to your everyday work and personal life. I think it makes you a better communicator, whether you want to go on and actually call yourself a coach or you just want to pick up some tips that's just going to help you engage and be a better listener and communicator with others.
So will you talk a little bit more about how graduates are using your training? I know that there's different paths that they take after they graduate.
Right. So many students will choose to continue after they've completed our training and go on to get their credentials, either as a national board certified health and wellness coach or an ICF certified coach. And those credentials will really give them a leg up in terms of if they would like to be working for another organization or working independently with their own business. We often see that's a requirement to have some kind of certification to be hired, and certainly lends to their credibility if they're on their own in terms of marketing their own business. Some of the places that coaches might choose to use their training are like medical settings and clinics, working with patients. They could be in workplace wellness, in supporting all kinds of different initiatives. Many will be finding themselves working with an online platform that may have a more targeted audience. For example, certain health conditions might be the niche audience for the platform. Also know of coaches who have gone to higher education and academics and working with students. Many actually are approaching coaching as a second career. So they may be transitioning from another focus area. They may be looking at coaching as a kind of a side business, and maybe it's a bit of extra income while they transition to something new or simply for a period of time. And it can be about really diversifying their opportunities as an entrepreneur, or maybe it's their next phase, like during retirement, for example.
So there's a wide range of success stories that are coming out of the program. Gretchen, will you talk a little bit more about the logistics of the training program?
So we offer the training twice a year. Typically, it's a January start and an August start. And students can anticipate those weekly 3.5-hour sessions happening for 16 weeks. Anyone who completes that, the NBHWC, the Health and Wellness Coach Training Path, will be complete at the end of 16 weeks. If they're choosing to pursue the ICF path or both, they'll be with us for 20 weeks. And those last 4 weeks being an opportunity to do some independent one-on-one mentoring, not the live sessions. So 16 weeks of live sessions. And then our next cohort will be starting August 6th. It'll be Wednesday afternoons Eastern time from 1 to 4:30 p.m.
Great. And we will have all of that information with this podcast post. Debbie, was there anything else you would like to share about the program?
I would just say that there are many coach training programs out there. And I think the one that is the best is the one that works for the individual's needs, the time, the investment, how they like to learn. What makes ours unique, I think, is what we've already spoke about, the international aspect, but also that we're really merging the competencies and the theory with real practical experiences of coaching, because the majority of our faculty is coaching every week, carrying a caseload of clients. So it's really merging the two together. But we want students to come to our program if they think this is really the best fit for them. And if they have questions, we would love to have a conversation to help them just figure out if this is a good fit, or perhaps there's something else that they would like to explore.
Thank you. And Gretchen, was there anything else you would like to add?
We would welcome, and again, as Debbie said, any questions from people who are looking to learn more, and looking forward to this next group getting started.
Thank you. We'll make sure we have the contact information to contact you and to learn more about the program and how to apply. Thanks again for joining us on Wellbeing at Work, and we'll see you soon. For me, the Live Well Wellness Global Coach Training Program hasn't just enhanced my skill set, it's reframed how I engage with and empower others, how I listen, and how I create space for others to grow. This program has helped over 250 individuals around the world become more compassionate, better leaders, and more effective change agents in their organizations. Whether you're an executive, an HR leader, or a professional looking to expand your impact in your professional and your personal life, coach training can be a powerful tool to elevate how you show up for your team, for your organization, and for yourself. The next cohort begins August 6, 2025, and trust me, you'll want to be a part of it. We will post links on workplaceoptions.com and on Workplace Options LinkedIn. Be sure to follow for more details on how to apply. Thanks again for joining us on Wellbeing at Work.